God is in control. This is a truth that can bring us great peace and comfort, especially in times of uncertainty or struggle. When we trust that God is in control, we can let go of our fears and worries and focus on the present moment. We can trust that God has a plan for us even if we don't fully understand it. It's easy to get caught up in the chaos of life and feel like we have no control over what happens to us. We may face challenges, hardships, and setbacks that seems insurmountable. But when we remember that God is in control, we can find the strength and courage to keep going. God is all-knowing, all-powerful, all-loving. He knows exactly what we need and is working behind the scenes to bring about His perfect plan for our lives. We may not always see how everything is coming together, but we can have faith that it is. So when you're feeling overwhelmed or uncertain, remember that God is in control. Trust in His plan and His timing. Lean on Him for strength and guidance. And always remember that He loves you and has the best interests at heart. It's important to recognize that God's plan may not always align with our own plans or desires. We may have our own ideas about what we want for our lives, but ultimately, God's plan is the one that will bring us the most fulfilling joy. It may not always be easy, but when we trust in God and His plan, we can find true peace and contentment. Our God is a sovereign God. He is in control of all things and has a purpose for everything that happens. This doesn't mean that bad things won't happen or that we won't face challenges, but it does mean that God is using everything, even the difficult things, for a greater good. So when you are facing a difficult situation or challenge, remember that God is in control. Trust in Him and His plan. Seek His guidance and wisdom, and know that He is with you every step of the way. Remember that we have a role to play in God's plan. While God is ultimately in control, He has given us free will and the ability to make choices. We can choose to follow His plan and His will for our own lives, or we can go our own way. So when we choose to follow God and align our will with His, we can experience a great sense of purpose and fulfillment. We can also have the peace of knowing that we are living out the plan that God has for us. It's not always easy to follow God's will, especially when it goes against our own desires or plans. But when we trust in God and seek His guidance, He will give us the strength and the courage to follow His plan. So as you go through life, remember that God is in control. Trust in His plan and seek His guidance as you make choices and decisions. And always remember that He is with you, loving you, and guiding you every step of the way. And this truth can bring us great peace and comfort. So trust in His plan and His timing, and remember that He is sovereign and has a purpose for everything that happens. Lean on Him for His strength and guidance, and always remember that He loves you and has your best interests at heart.